It's very difficult living in anime land as an otaku when you have no control and no wallet.
合理主義
Hello, Dachis. Today we will be looking at products in the anime and game sphere and try to convince yourself and myself not to buy them. Although God knows I already bought some of them, but we can look past that.
Let's start. Chainsawman. Popcorn bucket.
The very first product we'll be looking at today is this Chainsaw Man popcorn bucket. There were two versions released. There was a Puchita one in the US and a Chainsaw Man head in Japan. And I bought it. I'm sorry, what can I say? I bought it and I shamefully shortly after sold it on Mercari, and I thankfully made a profit, but I shouldn't have bought it in the first place. Let me tell you the story behind this. So the Rezehe movie, when it came out, I watched it on the premiere. And when I went to buy my popcorn, I saw that they were selling the Chainsaw Man popcorn bucket. And I immediately bought it. I didn't even give it any second thoughts. This was before I started consuming more mindfully. I just saw it and I bought it. That was my mindset. First of all, when I bought it, I thought they were going to put the popcorn in the bucket for me because that's the reason I bought it. I wanted to eat popcorn out of Chainsaw Man's head while watching the Reze movie. That sounds like a fun experience, right? That's what I wanted to experience. But what happened was they just handed me the bucket in a giant plastic bag and they just handed me the popcorn like they always do in a paper bucket. So I walk into the theater with a giant popcorn bucket and a giant plastic Chainsaw Man head popcorn bucket that I'm not even going to use. And quite frankly, I'm happy I didn't use it because if you look at the picture carefully, ergonomically, this is impossible to eat from comfortably. Like the actual chainsaw part stakes out so much that it was gonna like bump heads with someone. Like theoretically, even if I used it, how do I like position it on my lap so it doesn't bother anyone and so it doesn't bother me myself? So on one hand, I'm grateful that they didn't actually put the popcorn in the bucket for me because it would have been an overall uncomfortable experience. And I wonder if they knew and that's why they put it in the plastic bag, or if that's just the standard procedure because I've never bought a popcorn bucket before this. But yeah, this was a regret, and honestly, just popcorn buckets in general, I don't know if they're a good purchase because, for example, even though they're really cute, like I used to buy them all the time when I went to Disneyland or Disney Sea in Tokyo. I never actually bought them in Disney World. I don't know why. I know they sell them, but I feel like not that many people buy them. But in Japan, everyone buys the popcorn bucket, and I think it's because the designs are superior and the popcorn is superior. So maybe that's why. But anyway, I digress. So yeah, popcorn buckets. I have a few, and I haven't used them since. They're just kind of ugly decorations. That's kind of rude. Maybe I shouldn't say that. They are cute and fun to use while you're in the parks, but before you buy them, think about where are you going to store them? Are you ever even going to use them again? I feel like using them again is just unhygienic because it's plastic. I don't know. Maybe I'm an idiot and don't know what I'm talking about, but still, I don't know. I never reuse these buckets, so they're really not a good purchase for me. And I know for some, maybe it's a collectible item, but for me, they're as an interior item, as a decorative item, I don't think they're the most beautiful thing. So it's not something I would buy again. And hopefully, I won't buy one again unless it's like the most beautiful thing I've ever seen in my life. Like, I would understand if at least the design was more ergonomic. Like the Puchta one, if it was the Puchta one, that one is a lot easier to actually eat from, right? So that might have been a better experience. Or like, I know in America they had like a Sonic head one. That would have been a fun one to eat out of, but that wasn't my experience. So what am I supposed to do, right? The other two buckets that I've owned, it was the Mickey Mouse on a steamboat one. That one was a really cute one, and the last time I went to Disney Sea, or maybe a couple times before, I honestly can't remember. I actually considered using that thing. I actually considered not being wasteful for once, but it started smelling bad. They were like leftover popcorn remains, and it just smelled so bad. And like that's totally my fault because I've failed to properly wash it. But just in general, they're unhygienic. Is that just me? And then I also had the what the heck was the name of it? It's a small world popcorn bucket. It's adorable. I love it. And I still have it. It's sitting on my shelf right now. But like one day I might just declutter it because if I want it's a small world merch, I don't know if this is the best merch. You know, plastic is an eyesore, honestly. So next time I go to Disney, I'm just gonna buy popcorn bucket. Just get a new popcorn bucket every time. You know, those one-time use ones. And I know that's not like good for the environment, but it's better for my mental health because just the thought of cluttering my home with big plastic that I'm not gonna use again makes me anxious. So yeah.
chainsawman heart rate monitor, yeah, I know.
Okay, the next product is also Chainsaw Man product, and I actually considered getting it. It's the most random collab, and I'm usually not into the randomness of collaborations because I feel like a collab needs to make sense. I don't like it when they just plaster like the official promo designs on random items and hope it sells. Like it's lazy to me. I love more inspired collaborations and product designs. And I don't think this is inspired at all, but at my current job, I'm literally always on the verge of a heart attack. I can make a whole video about that. Maybe I will. But anyway, so I wanted to know how fast my heart was going. Like, I remember stumbling upon this page literally as I was on the verge of a heart attack. I was taking a mini break in secret because my job is just so stressful. But first of all, here's the thing, I could have just bought a regular ass heart pacer, heart rate monitor because they sell them on Amazon for a lot cheaper. This is 5,000 yen if I'm looking at this correctly. That's a lot of money. And I was thinking, like, oh, if I'm gonna get a heart rate monitor anyway, why not just get a cute one? Why not get a Chainsaw Man one? Because I need to express my love for Chainsaw Man somehow. But here's the thing. I'm already expressing my love for Chainsaw Man by watching it, by going to the movies. I until recently I had a Chainsaw Man Denji phone case. Like, and I had the stupid popcorn bucket, like I said, and I have a couple of tiny gotchas. So I don't need to own more clutter to show my love for the anime. And here's how I convinced myself not to actually get this because I was seriously like about to click the add to cart and confirm payment button. First of all, I actually hate watches. I hate wearing watches. You see, I have got nothing on me. First, it's probably because I'm a musician, so I'm constant. If I wear a watch, I'm constantly having to turn it off, not turn it off. I'm constantly having to put it on and put it off again. So that's a huge inconvenience, and I end up just forgetting to put it back on anyways. And second of all, it's just flat out uncomfortable. I don't know what it is, but just I like having free hands. And anytime I do wear a watch, I pretty much I don't only take it off for like musical activities. I literally take it off every time I go to work because I hate having like that feeling of the watch pressing against me when I put my hands down on the table or when I'm writing. Like I just hate the feeling of watches. So why would I ever buy another watch? I can just use my current basic mechanical watch and just put it next to my desk. When I take it off, I just put it next to my desk and that's what I look at instead of my phone because I'm trying to be less I'm trying to be more mindful of my phone usage. Let's put it that way. So yeah, why would I buy this heart rate monitor thing if I wouldn't even wear it, you know? If I actually was gonna get a heart rate monitor, I would probably not buy a watch one. I would probably buy maybe like a clip-on one or something I can just put in my pocket. But then again, that completely defeats the purpose because it's supposed to measure the pulse at your wrist, right? Oh my god. But whatever. I don't need it because you know what? I'm already quitting my job, so like I it would only be useful for me for like another month or so. So if you need a heart rate monitor, buy a regular one on Amazon. Don't buy yourself a Chainsaw Man one. The novelty will wear off real quick too, and you know I can see this maybe being useful if you're a diehard Chainsaw Man fan and you love working out and you need to see your heart rate for that. Maybe then it's a good purchase. But yeah, maybe this is not the right purchase for most people.
chainsawman hotel collab.
Okay, the next product is also Chainsaw Man thing. We're gonna do this like our category is gonna be like by anime or by game or whatever. So we're still in the Chainsaw Man sphere. So this collab, this is a Chainsaw Man hotel collab, and I see this a lot. Japan does a lot of anime or character or game collabs with hotels. And 99% of the time they're not worth your time or your money. Let's just put that out there, okay? I could end the video right here. They're not worth your time or money. But Let me dive deep into why. Um, I mean, a picture says a thousand words, doesn't it? Look at the design. Look at the actual interior of this. It's mostly just cutouts, paper cutouts, maybe cardboard. I'm not entirely sure. It is a simple, regular hotel room with paper cutouts, with paper designs plastered across the room. Okay. If this was something more like a Disney hotel where like the bed frame was beautifully designed, like a Tinkerbell bed, I believe that was a beautiful room. Oh, if I find a pic, I'll post it. Like the actual furniture needs to have some sort of Chainsaw Man theme, and for the price, it's really not worth it. This is over 2,000 yen. No, it's like $200 per person. If I get it wrong, I'll write it on the screen. But it's like $200 per person, or 20,000 yen, which feels like $200. So that's a lot of money for one night. And I believe there's also a corresponding cafe. And 99% of the time, pop up cafe specifically are not worth it unless there's a specific item you want in the merch lineup, which 99% of the time it's just an acrylic stand or an acrylic keychain or a badge. And I'm sorry, but that's just clutter. Maybe get one or two, but like if you already have it, don't bother. Don't bother going to this cafe. And the food is bland. Like the permanent ones are good because it's permanent. They have the room, they have the budget, they have the means to make good like furniture, make good interior design things. But if it's a pop-up, then they have to make something that you can easily set up and disset up. Did I say that right? Something that you can easily disassemble. So paper cutouts it is, but for me personally that's really boring and not worth $200. If you want to have a really fun character experience, go to a Disney hotel or a USJ hotel. The theming is really good usually because the furniture itself will have the theming, and like the blankets will have the theming, and it'll be nicely color coded. Maybe there will be like, I don't know interior design terms, but like the stuff that sticks out on the walls, I don't know what it's called, but like that'll have like carvations. I don't speak English really well. I just realized that engravings, that's the word. It'll like have engravings of the characters and stuff. So also some love hotel themes are really good. Like there's a ramen hotel, and then there's like a Godzilla hotel, and like Godzilla is literally like looking into you. So like cool stuff like that is worth the money. This is not worth the money. Don't waste your money, don't waste your time. That's it. Let's go to the next one.
chainsawman, eyeglasses.
Okay, next Chainsaw Man collab that makes absolutely zero sense, but I see glasses collabs all the time. So this Jin's glasses, I see like Hatsune Miku designs, other characters. It's actually quite common to have glasses collabs. I don't know why, because glasses are like something you buy once every few years, maybe decades, if your vision is like somewhat stable. My vision is not stable. Actually, I used to buy a new pair of glasses like literally every year because my what's the word? Dosu. I know the Japanese word. I don't know the English word. My vision, like the number went down by one like every year. It wasn't like minus 1.25 and it went to minus 1.5. It literally went from like minus 1 to minus 2. And the next year went from minus 2 to minus 3. My vision literally right now is minus 10 in both eyes. If anyone needs new glasses, it's me. But I'm not getting this. And here's why. I'm literally in the market for new glasses and I'm not getting this. And the reason is, first of all, it's tacky, quite frankly. I mean, it's just simple black glasses. And I know for glasses, you don't want something super egregious. You don't want something super in your face. You want subtlety, but there's a way to do it, and this is not it. I don't want a, the chainsaw on the nose bridge of my glasses. Does that make sense? And let me ask you this. Would you want this if it wasn't associated with Chainsaw Man? Like, do you like the design on its own without the association of any anime or character? I do not. I don't want this. This part sticks out to me like a sore thumb. I don't like this part of the design. Do you genuinely like this design? Ask yourself this every time you buy a collab item or a pop up item or limited edition item. They trick you with the scarcity mindset. But, like, before you actually buy it, tell yourself, I know I like the character, but do I like this product? This is also really expensive. You can get yourself regular non collab items for a much more reasonable price. Overall, just conceptually, why do we need this? Like I've only seen this in Japan. Maybe other countries do this too. I've definitely never seen this in the US, like a collab with random cartoon characters for glasses. I mean, that's peak consumerism, baby. Like that's peak capitalism right there. But I guess people buy it because I see new collabs all the time. So, but you don't have to be one of those people who buy it. Save yourself the money.
The apothecary diaries, medicine, pouches, and tea bags.
Okay, we're done with Chainsaw Man. We're now going on to the Apothecary Diaries. Did I say that right? Kusuriya no Hitorigoto. Yeah, that's the name. Okay. Okay, so this I actually really like, as opposed to the previous product. And I love how subtle it is. And you're gonna call me a hypocrite because you literally just said, "Oh, Dolores, you don't like the subtleness of the previous glasses." You literally just said they need to be a little bit more in your face about the design. But let me reiterate my point eloquently. The subtleness in the puchta in the Chainsaw Man glasses was not done well. You know what I would have liked as a design? Maybe a tiny puchta engraving right on the edges of the legs of the glasses. I have no idea what that thing is called. This part of the glasses that goes on your ear, right on the edge, have puchta engraving. Now that would be cool. And every time you do something like this, and somebody sees that puchta engraving, like a clear puchta engraving, then you can have a good conversation starter. Then you can attract other fans. That'd be a good design. But then we had like, okay, I guess we're going back to the Chainsaw Man thing. Like the power design. Some of these glasses literally look like regular glasses, but you're paying a markup because it's a Chainsaw Man collaboration. Literally just buy yourself regular glasses if you're gonna buy this, you know? That's all I'm gonna say. Anyway, back to Mao Mao. So yeah, I like this design on its own. This tea collaboration, it makes, first of all, it makes perfect sense, right? China has a huge tea culture. Now, the anime itself, it's been a while since I watched it, but tea was not like a huge part of the anime, but Chinese culture was obviously a huge part of the anime. So this collab makes sense as opposed to glasses. And even if it wasn't associated with the Apothecary Diaries, this would be a product I would possibly buy. Not right now because I'm not in the market for tea or tea bags, but I do think the design is really good. It's very pretty. Now, do I need a tea bag? Like, not the tea bag, but like a tea bag to store my tea in? No, but if I was, this is something I would actually consider. So, I think this is a well made collab and a well made design. And if you're in the market for something like this, why not go check it out? Maybe you can buy yourself a new tea bag case.
The apothecary diaries curry uga.
Curries. Okay, Apothecary Diaries X Curry. I see these kind of products a lot, and they're 99% of the time absolutely disgusting. Okay, there's so many problems with these kind of collabs. Obviously buy it if you want to buy it. I'm not gonna stop you. I've definitely bought similar stuff like this. I've bought Warehouse, if you know what that is. Warehouse. It's literally, but it's literally just a waffle, and you get like a card of the character. They have many different collabs, and they had a me collab, which I bought like a million of those. But first of all, I'll only buy it if the flavor I like is there. So like I don't buy the chocolate ones ever. I only buy the vanilla ones. Anyway, that's a food product, right? And I buy it for the packaging and for the card inside. But like the food is actually all right. Like yeah, I'm buying it for the card, but I'll still eat the warehouse waffle. You know what I'm saying? But these curries, they don't come with a gift or a little prize inside, as far as I know. You buy, first of all, it's a Japanese curry, right? Or Indian curry. I think it's a Japanese curry. Um, what does Japanese curry have to do with the Apothecary Diaries? I mean, I know they do these collabs with literally every IP in the world, so it doesn't have to do anything with the franchise itself. But still, think about it. Also, the only thing Apothecary Diary about this is literally the cardboard packaging, the paper packaging. And what are you gonna do with it once you finish this curry, which probably won't even taste good because they never do? You're gonna throw it away, right? What are you gonna do? You're gonna store this Apothecary Diary curry packaging somewhere in your room? It's not even like an original design, is it? I mean, if you want apothecary merch or like an art, like a type of art piece that you want to display in your room, those exist. You don't have to buy yourself a paper packaging, a curry paper packaging. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, these taste like mud most of the time. Like the ones targeted towards kids or anime fans are always like, like um, if you want to eat good curry, just buy a regular one that doesn't have any branding or collab. I can't remember the name to save my life, but I'll just post a pic of some good curries that I actually recommend, and I guarantee you none of them will have an anime character on them.
フリエレン X 乗りテクティシート
Okay, we're moving on to frieren, which I still don't know if her name means like to free someone or to freeze in time. Frieden. Frieden. Sorry, I don't know. I needed to pronounce it the correct way, the German way, because you know, when you speak the language, you have to pronounce things the correct way. So I'm just gonna say Frieden from now on. Okay, so this tea mug. We have a tea mug or teacup collaboration, and I have to be honest, I'm extremely tempted by this. But I have issues with tea mugs. I used to collect tea mugs. And when you live in Japan, or specifically Tokyo, I don't know about the rest of Japan, when you live in Tokyo, cabinet space is very limited. And I already have a few Starbucks mugs. Heck, a couple months ago or years ago, I honestly can't remember. Literally, I dropped a mug and it shattered, and I was relieved because it meant now I finally have cabinet space. Like, that's how you know you have an issue. And that's how I know I should not buy this. The design is absolutely beautiful. I would buy this even if it wasn't frieren coated. But here's the thing, and I've said this before, you can appreciate a beautiful design without owning it. Anytime I will feel the need to look at beautiful teacups, I can just click on this link and look at the link, admire the picture that they provided us with, and call it a day. And be happy that I didn't spend whatever amount of yen this was on. And like make actual use of the mugs I have. I love the mugs I have. They're adorable. I have one right here. Adorable, isn't it? Got it many years ago during Halloween. And I have another one for the Snake of the Year. Snake of the Year? Year of the Snake. Japan Starbucks Year of the Snake mug. It's very good. Two is more than enough. Literally, I could live with just one, but sometimes I don't like doing the dishes.
フリエレン X ジャンカラカフェ
Okay, we got this frieren cafe. The products, well, let's just say it's more of like a drink cafe. There's just a couple of drinks we have, and those are usually not worth your time. And let me tell you why. First of all, let's look at the merch lineup. It's just acrylic stands. Be honest with me. Do you need another acrylic stand? An acrylic stand, just like conceptually as a merch item, is the most boring and uninspired and lazy thing you can come up with. I know they're cheap to make and they probably sell like hotcakes, but you don't need to be part of that. You know, if you don't have a single acrylic stand and you love acrylic stands for whatever reason, then go get yourself one of these. But like, come on, get yourself something that's actually good. You know what I mean? These drinks are probably not that tasty anyway. I've been, well, trust my opinion here. I've been to so many cafes before I finally realized that most of the time they're not worth it. They're not worth it. I've been to the Kirby Cafe, that's pretty good, and that's because they actually sell good merch and the interior design is actually good, and it's probably because it's an actual permanent cafe. It's not a pop up. And I've been to a million pop up cafes now. Kingdom Hearts, I went to a Kingdom Hearts pop up cafe. It was the Square Enix cafe in Akihabara, and so nothing is really permanent there. Like they switch up their theme all the time, and that was like the blandest food I ever had in my life. I swear to God, they didn't put an ounce of salt in any of the dishes, and they know they don't have to because people will come just for the vibes. People will come just for the gram. They want to take pictures of the beautiful food, but the beautiful food doesn't taste beautiful, okay? And what do I get in return? Literally, all you get is a paper coaster that will like break within two uses because it's flimsy paper coaster. It's not even gonna do its job of like collecting the water condensation. You know what I mean? And by the way, I already have a million coasters. I do not need more crappy coasters. Yeah. This might taste good every once in a while. There's a pop-up cafe that actually delivers, but you know, unless Frieren is your most favorite anime in the entire world, and you need to like experience every single Frieren collab in the entirety of Japan, I don't recommend you go. And honestly, what I like about frieren is like the OG characters. I hate when animes add a million characters on top of another cast. It just makes things like my favorite type of shows in anime in general are like small cast and like intimate settings because I think you get to be more creative with those. I think limiting characters, limiting the environment, the setting really helps people, really helps create a really unique script. Like one of my favorite TV shows, TV episodes of all time, I completely forgot what it was called, but it was the Doctor Who episode where they were on an airplane and they did it because it was low budget, but it's like one of the greatest TV episodes of all time. And I'll put a name on the screen if I can remember. It was like midsummer. No, if you know, you know. So yeah, don't go to cafes, don't go to pop-up cafes. Go maybe once or twice for a favorite character, just if you are really curious about the experience. But once you've gone to one, you've gone to all of them because they're all gonna taste bad and all the merch is gonna be bad. Every once in a while, there's some good merch, and I've gone to those. But just in general, don't go.
Duolingo? Convenience store?
Okay, next we're doing something slightly off theme, but I think it'll be a fun conversation topic. So this is the Duolingo convenience store. I can't believe this is a thing. I really can't. So realistically, this is just a way for Duolingo to sell its merch. That's literally all it is. But they went ham on this. My lord. For some reason, I thought they would sell actual food because what else would you brand it as a convenience store? But no, they're only selling like objects, inedible objects, which in theory I don't have a problem with. But if you're doing a convenience store, why don't you go all the way and sell actual food? Just food for thought. Well, let's take a look at the merch. Okay, the branding is on point. Like you can tell it's Duolingo, and like on first look, on first viewing, it's all very like ooh exciting, sparkly. I know that if I step inside here, serotonin will hit my brain. But I know for a fact that the dopamine will leave my brain just as quick. Who is this for? I guess it's for Duolingo fans. Peak COVID time, I used a lot of Duolingo, just like I believe many others did. But I kind of got over it because I realized it's not the best way to learn a language. And I always knew that it's more of a high dopamine game where you happen to learn some vocab here and there, depending on the language, but still. So yeah, the owl annoys me, although I think the branding is genius. I love the branding. So yeah, if you love Duolingo, if you love the annoying green bird, then this is a great, I think this would be a fun experience, honestly. And I'm not trying to be like sarcastic or sardonic here. I actually think this would be fun because it's unique. When have you ever seen a Duolingo pop-up shop before? So some of the merch is really cute and useful. You will never see me wearing a Duolingo. What are they called? What are these called? I'm sorry. I'm like, when you live in another country, you start losing your native language. It's kind of it's insane. Um, Hair clip. You will never see me wearing a Duolingo hair clip over my dead body. Or I forgot, but the purple girl. You'll never see me wear purple girl hair clips. Although Powerpuff Girls Buttercup hair clips, I've definitely worn those in public before because I'm a hypocrite. But yeah, I just don't love these characters enough to buy this. And do you? Do you love these characters enough to buy this merch? I think the cutest thing is I don't even know what it is. Is this like an air diffuser? What is it? I don't know. It's like a figure, and figures are kind of my weakness, but I don't love Duo enough to buy this. Now here I have a problem with some of this. So we have a freaking lottery. So gambling basically, which I used to do all the freaking time. Not actual gambling, but the Ichiban Kujis, which is you buy a ticket for like $5 or so, and then you win one of the prizes. The prize A is usually the most interesting prize. It's something really cool. Like here we have a backpack, a dual backpack, which you'll never see me wear that. And we have B, which is also an interesting prize. Not for me, but I can see why someone would like it. Like duo as a man on steroids, that's something we all want, isn't it? But you also have a chance of getting a really undesirable prize like prize G. What is this? It's a sticker pack. Who uses stickers? I do, but I think most people do not. I don't know where I would stick this on. Maybe on my like music binder or something. But still, buy this on Mercari. Buy the exact thing you want on Mercari. you'll probably pay a little bit more money than you would if you won this on your first try. But here's the thing, you're not going to win the prize A. The likelihood of you winning prize A is super low. Okay? Save yourself the money and the mental stress.
Sonic the Hedgehog X Sanrio Plushies.
Okay, we are finally on to the gaming portion of this video. So we're going to talk about games and game characters. Okay, so our first product here is a Sanrio X Sonic the Hedgehog collab. And if you know one thing about me, I think it's obvious if I like Sonic or not. So I'm obviously very tempted. I literally put this on my calendar. I put the release date of these plushies on my calendar because that's how badly I wanted them. But I ended up not buying them. And this is how I convinced myself. First of all, I already have Sonic merch. I have Sonic plush. In fact, this is not my only Sonic plush. I have another one, just like it, but smaller. Like, literally, I don't even need two of them. Why do I have two of them? This one is way better. I should just declutter the other one, but I have not yet. I will one day. But yeah, so what is it about Sanrio collabs that make us go wild? Like, I have purchased other Sanrio collabs for other characters that I love, and like they make me go insane because usually the designs are so adorable and the products are so well made, but this specific one, I love the designs itself. I love the characters they picked for each character. So I love the Sanrio character that they united with the Sonic the Hedgehog character. But I happened to stumble upon them when I went to go buy my Nintendo Switch 2 at Yodobashi Kamera in Akihabara. I saw them and I realized I don't like the quality of these plushies. Um, for example, for Amy, her ears, it's like I don't know what it's called. I don't know like sewing terms or like plushie terms, but like the ears themselves, they're not like 3D. It's like a cutout almost. It's like a fabric cutout. I really don't like that. So I'm glad I didn't buy Amy. The one I actually wanted was Shadow, and they didn't even have him. But here's the thing. So I like them, but I don't love them. And I say this all the time. I really try to only buy things that I love now. Not to mention, I already have enough stuffed animals as is. Stuffed animals just take up so much space. I had a serious stuffed animal like overload back in the day. I think about 5 years ago, I just kept buying stuffed animals nonstop. If it was cute, I bought it. If I liked it even just a little bit, I'd buy it. And now I have like a whole suitcase or two of stuffed animals that I don't even display. I only display my favorite ones, and I want to get rid of them. So, what's the point of buying this if I know I'm not if I know I don't even like it that much? Also, the specific Sanyo character that Shadow is attached to, I don't even like. Sorry. I did like Amy, but like I said, the cutout was not it. The ear cutout, which is a shame because honestly, this is like one of those rare Sonic merch collabs that actually are good. This is one of the better ones in my opinion. The Sonic and Friends merch has been really good, and I've bought some of that. But unfortunately for Sonic, it seems like the majority of merch until recently was just like random. It's like they plastered the basic promotional picture onto random items. That's what it felt like. I really don't enjoy those items. They're uninspired, and like I know people are gonna buy them if that's the only thing the market has to offer. So obviously some people buy them, but I like original designs a bit more. I prefer to have unique designs. I actually didn't have much Sonic merch until recently. This is a relatively recent purchase. This came out recently, I think last year or the year before. So yeah, Sonic and Friends merch, really good stuff.
Sonic and Friends Cafe.
Okay, moving on. As I was saying, we have Sonic and Friends, which is a relatively recent I don't even know what to call it. It's basically cutesified Sonic. It's almost like Sanrio-fied Sonic without the actual Sanrio characters, and I do love the designs. Typically, this would be something I instantly buy without any thought put to it. I would mindlessly purchase this. But here's the thing. First of all, it's a cafe, right? This is a collab cafe. So that means I have to actually go to the cafe, and most likely, like most collab cafes, I would have to actually eat there to buy the merch. That's the rule typically. You have to buy in order to buy the merch, you have to actually eat there. So that's a whole lot more money you have to spend right up front. So let's take a look at what the actual menu items are. Like I said earlier, most of the time this stuff is bland AF, so it's not worth the trouble. So just based off that alone, I know it's not worth it. Not worth it. It's so if you want to go for the gram, then go for it. If you have that kind of time and money, sure, why not? But I'm usually very upset when my food is bland, so it's not worth it to me. So here's the thing with these foods. A lot of thing, the actual food itself, we got a pancake with Sonic on it. That's great. That's great. But like if you look at the parfait, for example, there's nothing really Sonic about it except for the fact that the jello is blue and we have a little paper Sonic on top that we're gonna throw away anyway once we're done. And then we have the character drinks, right? Those are usually the only thing like Sonic themed about it or Tails themed about it or whatever character theme. It's usually the color of the character, right? So we got a blue drink. Okay, are you seriously going to spend 850 yen? That's about $5.70 USD on a blue drink that you could probably make yourself at home, tastier, right? You it's not worth the taste buds. As suspected, the merch is just can badges and you don't even get the one you want because it's always a blind box. And then you get acrylic stands, which are also 99% of the time a blind box. Sometimes they're not blind boxes. You actually get to pick the one you want. But but what happens if you don't go the first day? The most popular characters will always be gone the first day. I've experienced that. I went to a Ojamasu Doremi cafe and the one I wanted was I think it was Doremi or Omp-chan. But what happened is obviously the only one left over was Aiko-chan, the blue one, because I went like a couple weeks after it opened. So what's the point if you're not even gonna get the character you want? Okay, so clear files. Honestly, clear files is pretty much what I always get when I go to these cafes because it's the only thing I actually make use of, and it's basically plastic art, which I think is a fine product to own. If I didn't have any clear files, this would maybe be worth my money. On its own though, not if I actually have to pay for the cafe first. Towels, they always have a towel. I mean, I feel like you can never go wrong with more towels. This would probably be the thing I get. And then you get a free postcard, which are usually a flimsy card that will probably bend by the time you go home. So, you know. I mean, it's kind of sad that this is how I feel about the cafe because honestly, I'm so happy that there is actually more Sonic love happening these days. That we're actually getting interesting things besides, the basic promotional art slapped on random household items. The designs themselves are super cute. I love their little patissier outfits. But the I'm just over collab cafes. I'm just over it. I don't know what else to say. And if you've never been to one, go have at it. Try your first or second one. Try it a couple times with a character you enjoy. Get your Instagram pics and then be done with it. Don't waste your money on mediocre food, please.
Animal Crossing, Gotcha Coasters.
Okay, this last one is gonna be Animal Crossing Gacha Gacha Coaster. So recently, this past year or so, a popular trend in the Gacha Gacha industry has been these coasters. And I have a bunch of them because let me show you one of them. So last year they came out with this Powerpuff Girls coaster collab, and the design is adorable, and the quality is actually really good. It's this. I don't. Do I look like I know what this is? It's a plasticky, but it's a very good quality plastic coaster. So I use it for my drinks. But here's the thing: I have a million of them. Here's all my coasters. 99% of these I got in a gotcha. This is how well the gotcha coaster is doing right now. This is like I think it's because it's first of all the designs are cute and they're actually useful, something you can actually use. But here's why I'm not getting the Animal Crossing one, despite the fact that I'm obsessed with Animal Crossing and I would love to have more merch that expresses my love for it. But here's the thing. I can express my love for Animal Crossing, and you're probably going to guess where I'm going with this, but I can express my love for Animal Crossing by playing Animal Crossing. And I literally just recently deleted my items so I could, like, go through the whole experience again anew. Does that make sense? Um, Also, just like most people, I don't love every single character or villager in this, so I'm not, even if I were to buy this, I would just buy the one I want on Mercari. And the one I want is the elephant. I forgot her name. And first of all, it's white, right? The elephant is white, but I got a white one right here, actually. This is a Ojamajo Doremi one. And this isn't actually gacha gacha. This was from a cafe, actually, where they had good merch, okay? So the white ones get dirty so quickly. There's coffee stains on it. And if it's white, it's never going to come out. So the only one I want is the white one, and I have a rule to never buy white things for the most part. So I can't buy this. And now, if you don't have a single coaster and you're in the market for a coaster, this would be really cute. This would be really fun. If I didn't have any coasters right now, I would probably actually do this. I might even do the gambling aspect of it. I might actually just do the gacha gacha and accept my fate. I would assume the gotcha gods hated me if they bestowed upon me an Isabel coaster. Okay, that was all the products. Let me know if I convinced you not to buy anything that you planned on buying, or if I convinced you not to go to a cafe that you planned on going. But I mean, honestly, if you wanted to go, just go. Just get it out of your system, go once or twice. But yeah, let me know if you have any interesting rules when you buy anime merch or game merch. And that's it for today. See you next time.